first truly sunny day in almost 2.5 months since before we raised our timber frame. Last night when we got home, we forgot to run the generator. Our batteries went to under voltage protection. So I got up at 4 a.m. and fired up the generator. And then this morning, the sun came out. So now our batteries are sitting in float and our solar it's working. I won't say it's doing nothing. It's not charging our batteries because I just charged them all night with the generator. A very big part of the conversation that Alyssa and I have been having the last 2 days while journeying and adventuring has been about solar. Things are gonna change around here. I'm just gonna say that. But because it's a beautiful sunny day, we're going to go enjoy it together. Bugaboo, is it a beautiful sunny day? You look sleepy. Bugaboo. I hope you have a good day. Oh, you're toasty. Oh, he's toasty. The weather forecast for the next week looks like after today, we're gonna go right back to overcast, potentially rainy, snowy weather. We have so few chances to enjoy weather like this that it seems like a sin not to do something with it. We have so many places where we live that we want to explore, and we don't just want to explore them, we want to see them in all the different seasons. This morning, the snow outside is sparkling. Kind of makes things that otherwise aren't that exciting look magical. What you packing there?
Hot chocolate. Jesse and I got deathly ill like a week ago. We have not craved coffee since. Like, what if this is how it starts? Like, what if we never want coffee again? Like, we turn into those people.
What will we do then? The only socially acceptable drug, coffee. Be sure to say hi to Bugaboo on your way by.
He's soaking it up.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was a little meow.
So happy, Dad.
Bugaboo runs on solar too. Did you know that?
It is. Solar card. We're here. True story, we're driving away. Jesse's like, got all of our cameras, and I look over there, I'm like, no, we left one. No. Here, I'll go get it.
Oh, hold on. If we have children, if you see this, future children of ours, I'm really sorry. Like, if we just up and forget you at the waterfall, we'll come back. We'll come back. We'll notice eventually. It's just
we just won't have too many of them. Of course, we only have 3 cameras, so do the math.
He's crying.
Is that it?
He's crying. He thinks we
left. Not my fault. Little Johnny needs to toughen up.
Here, apologize.
Sorry, camera.
Give it a little pat on the head. All right, now he's good.
Uh-oh, we got a rollover.
Saw that coming.
Oh man, nice that's fresh too.
Yep.
Wow, literally the exact spot where we were slipping, this guy just flipped his entire truck.
Yeah.
He is okay. Jesse crawled up there and helped him get out. Looks fine, doesn't have a cut, bump, bruise, nothing.
I guess there was probably a good half dozen of us that stopped within, what, about 2 minutes, 3 minutes? I mean, he was gonna get help, so that's good. But we're not exactly on a well-traveled highway, so he could have been there for 30 minutes. Thanks for helping me help him. It's a good reminder to be freaking careful. Glad you came with me. You wouldn't have believed me if I told you.
You know what's really funny?
Huh?
Last time we did this hike, it was February of 2016. And we were having like a mental breakdown after being in the RV all winter. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
And I wrote a blog post that I might link to below this video. And the conclusion that we came to is we gotta slow the heck down. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember
We were like, you know what? Our goal this year is not to build the house. we might not even start on the house. We don't even feel that we can like digest that. It's just not kind to ourselves, and we're feeling super overwhelmed. Pressure to start the house.
Yeah.
And I sort of feel like we feel the same way today, right?
Yep.
That was the theme of yesterday's video, and I feel like that's our conclusion every winter is like we need to not kill ourselves this year like we did last year. Oof, you guys hear that? You hear that?
Yeah.
Every time I turn around to talk to you, you're filming me.
Yep.
Any new life revelations today, Jesse, that we didn't share yesterday? I think they're worried.
I think this is just us finding ourselves and just getting grounded again. Something I've learned through time is that I am not my circumstances. We are not off-gridders. We just currently live off-grid. Spending time together, not around work, is just as important. It's wonderful to be able to work with you and build a house with you.
You don't always want to create that relationship.
Well, I don't want you to be a coworker.
Exactly.
Where are you now? Where are you going? And how will you know when you get there? For us, having a very clear path is really important. Otherwise, it's really easy to get lost. We didn't set out on this journey to become swallowed by our project. I mentioned yesterday that I feel like I'm married to a house build and I come home and see you in the evening. That's how it feels. And I know a lot of people who have built homes will say that's kind of how it's gonna feel. But the difference is more like a mental shift. The work's not going away, but it's more feeling like I'm in control of the house.
And if you take a very passive approach, you're not going to get your house built. Right. Somewhere in there is balance. Do you change your mindset? Do you change what you do? Or maybe you've discovered that everything's fine, but you need to go through this mental process.
I kind of like figured this out on my own, if you will. In a past business that I had, I would work really, really hard, and when I felt like I was at a bottleneck and I couldn't make progress and nothing was going the way I wanted it to go,
take a break.
I would take a break. And what was shocking to me the first time I did it is when I came back, everything was still there. And I'm like, cool, but I'm energized now. I was refreshed, I had recuperated, I found my vigor, and a lot of times I found clarity. Because I was away from the work, I could come back to it and I could look more clearly at what needed to be done, and I could be more efficient with my time.
Trying to help someone solve a problem and they're getting hung up on something. You say, will this matter 5 minutes from now? No, then don't worry about it. A year from now, 5 years from now, 50 years from now, helps you understand the scope of your problem. And I feel that when you're out and about doing stuff like this, things you thought were a problem maybe aren't a problem, or vice versa.
Yeah, you have to just remind yourself, like we are doing right now, that life's actually pretty good. We're pretty fine right now. Do we want to make changes in our life? Yes. We're not done. We're not giving up. We're not quitting. But I think the thing that's come to my mind through this whole process is that maybe we're teetering on or have already surpassed burnout. And we kind of already knew that, but I think it's hard in the moment to realize you're burned out. But it starts to become obvious as you start to like step away and refresh. You start to gain clarity and a passion for what you're doing again. And then you're like, oh yeah, I was burnt out. Yep, that's probably what was going on. The last 3 days, we've actually taken more time off than we did in the last 12 months.
Basically, yeah.
The reason we want to share this stuff is that a lot of people want to take these types of journeys. They want to challenge themselves, upset the apple cart, kind of turn their lives upside down, and there's no map for this. It is your own experience. If we wanted to live in a house built by somebody else, on a street built by somebody else, and do a job in a business built by somebody else, well, that's where we came from, really. I know another couple said that one of the most shocking things they learned going off grid is how many decisions you have to make and how exhausting it is. Nothing is defined, which at first sounds like freedom. People are like, freedom! Yeah, I get to be free. And it's like, dude, I'm freaking tired. I am sick and tired of making decisions.
The train hasn't gone by yet, and I'm out of heartfelt emotional things to say. Now what do we do? Do we keep waiting or do we like
I think
move on with our day?
The only right thing to do is to turn the camera off so I can pick my nose. Hi, railroad bridge.
Another awesome adventure in the bag.
Heck yeah.
Now it's time to go get milk.